Let's today look into the weird world of look-maxing. I don't even know what look-maxing was, but it's a Gen Z term. So I think look-maxing is another word for trying to look better or homemade plastic surgery. We'll see from 60 Minutes, a clip is stupid.
Looksmaxers advocate drugs, surgery, and even self-harm, using a hammer to smash their faces to try to realign bone structures. Not surprisingly, we need to warn you, this story contains some graphic images. It's difficult to make sense of what you're seeing.
He looks like an anime doll.
This 21-year-old Queenslander claims he's making himself look better by reshaping his face with a daily routine of repeated punches to his jaw and cheeks. Watching it's strange enough.
Yeah, it's strange enough because if you were out in public and, it used to be in the 90s anyway, in the early 2000s, if you walked, out in public and you did see someone, going, punching their own face, you would go, don't worry about it, he's special needs.
But hearing him talk about it is even more baffling.
If you have force to any bone tissue, something called osteocytes will signal for another thing called osteoblasts to essentially grow the bone matrix in that area locally.
Where did you learn about this?
From the internet.
Yeah. Like everything, the internet, great. Yeah, you learned it from the internet. The internet, that's great. And it doesn't work with that at all, right? That works, it's more it's called Wolf's Law, I believe. It's to do with if you're training your jaw, for example, excessive chewing or stuff like that there, forced trauma onto that would actually create swelling on symmetry. It wouldn't give you that chiseled jawline. It would do the opposite of that. It's not how, bone structure development will work. Adaptation, it's going to be from chewing or certain like tongue or jaw exercises, not, being some sort of retard just punching yourself in the face.
There, it even has a name. Bone smashing. Believe it or not, this is a new global movement called Looksmaxing.
High testosterone took my face from this to this.
Teenage boys and men in their 20s.
Yeah, and as I thought, it's not got nothing to do with the punch in the face, which you think. You see, what the thing is, if you throw so much at a wall to a problem, being that a boy wants to have a square jawline and look like something from an anime show, but having a square jawline is very masculine, I suppose. You're taking testosterone, which a lot of these guys are, right? It's the testosterone hormone that's actually squaring your jaw off. Square jaw is a sign of elevated testosterone. So it's got nothing to do with you punching your face. So what you're doing is you're seeing like 5-6 different ways to help square your jawline. You're doing all those things. And then what you do is you just apply one of those things that you did and say, that must have caused my square jaw. No, one of those things probably were the main driver of your square jaw. The anabolic hormones you put in your body.
Going to extreme lengths to improve their looks.
They all look really...
Tonight, the confusing, weird trend that's leading young Australian males down a dark path.
If you're physically unattractive, it's unlikely that you'll be able to have these romantic relationships. So it all comes back to looks at the end of the day.
For most young men, mascara isn't part of their morning routine. But Nocturnal Kent, as he wants to be known, won't leave the house without it.
The older guy looking at him going, that's pretty gay. And that's what we're all thinking. And I don't mean gay as in the man versus man, woman versus woman wrestling in the bedroom. I mean gay as in you would say it in school, right? Gay as in, that's gay. It is gay. And we should point these things out as, that's pretty gay in the definition that we would use at school. And it is gay. And the reason why is because, you see, the last boy said something quite important there. He said, all relationships is looks. And it comes back to looks. Looks is the first driver of indicator. Absolutely. Do you really think for a second you've got a woman that takes you on in the house? She goes, he's very masculine. He's got a square jaw. He looks good. He looks very masculine. But then when push comes to shove, you stay with this girl overnight. for some foreseeable time. And she goes, are you done in the bathroom? Not yet, baby. Not yet. Not yet. Just need to put my mascara on. I know you punch my face for half an hour. Put my nighttime over cream on. I need to trim my beard, make it very perfect, and makes their hairs perfect. That is a feminine trait. And this is what all this is. It's a feminine trait. I.e., yay.
What does it do for you?
Makes me feel more confident.
Do you ever get any funny looks? It's not typically how men go about trying to look attractive, but
It is unconventional, but if you do what's ordinary, you stay ordinary.
You see, what's not ordinary is spending all your time on the internet and TikTok and places like that and being so fucking over obsessive of stupid traits like this to be desperate to try to form an identity and a personality. Well, your identity and personality can come from just who you are, your characteristics, your skills, your hobbies, learning new different things. I mean, what 16-year-old out there right now is learning different things, like maybe a different language, learning about actual deep history, having vast knowledge on a certain subject, maybe learning a musical instrument to fasten their broaden their minds, being good at drawing, being good at something. It's not. It's all flick, reel, condition, propaganda.
Ken's goal is to be extraordinary, and he swears the only way to achieve that is looksmaxing by any means. The challenge in meeting a looksmaxer like Ken is deciphering what's real and what's designed to get attention.
It genuinely means maximizing your looks, essentially trying to look as good as you can. If you look really, really, really good in today's world, you have a lot more influence than somebody who doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Beyond
Until the point where they come face to face with you and push comes to shove and they go, holy shit, this guy's an idiot.
his hair and eyebrows and wearing makeup, Ken says he's achieved this transformation by doing what medical experts consider preposterous.
It's from the
repeatedly
hormones.
striking his face with his fist.
From the hormones.
I don't want you to be hurting yourself.
Of course.
I feel like you are.
I really appreciate the empathy. A lot of people don't understand how it works. Bone smashing. What a horrible term. What it really is applying a controlled mechanical stress to bone tissue to grow it.
Not only that, every day Ken also consumes glass after glass of sugar mixed in milk to, he says, help grow a strong, chiselled jawline.
Do you think sugar's bad?
In excess, of course. How much do you take?
I take about 500 grams of white sugar every day.
What?
That's a lot.
Do you think bodybuilders who eat 500 grams of white rice is just as unhealthy, even though white sugar and white rice are glycemically identical?
No.
Inside your body, they're almost identical.
No, that's actually a load of bullshit. So let me explain. 500 grams of sugar would be a whole fucking packet of sugar. It would be like eating a baker alive. That is the most stupid term ever. So 500 grams of granulated sugar versus 500 grams of white rice is not exactly the same thing. Glycemically and the blood spike in your body is vastly different. And bodybuilders don't eat 500 grams of white rice anyway. And anyone that's getting close to 300 grams a day anyway is an anabolic abuser. They're not the same, i.e. because granulated sugar basically has nothing in it apart from just 80% of the carbs, where the white rice is about maybe 30-40% of that sort of overall carb intake. It has different sort of nutrients in it, stuff. You've got a bit of protein and stuff. You've got other things in it where it forces your body more work to digest it. Sugar gets easily digested. It might take only like a calorie in your body to, digest through 1 gram of sugar, whereas white rice might take a few calories because it's more of a slightly more complex than white sugar. Not as good, but slightly more. That's just an utterly retarded take.
Of course, doctors would say,
Yeah, the whole thing's a stupid take. And this is what I need to put the young man out there, right? I'm not some sort of fucking Andrew Tate figure, He's a prick as well. The main thing to take away is, and if you're wanting to try to get girls and stuff, and I know it's hard out there, because obviously from this era now, women have these unrealistic expectations of men, which they should really kind of put on themselves as well, because a lot of the women out there are quite questionable, and you're like, what am I putting all my time into? And I'm meant to be this perfect, masculine anime-looking figure, and I'm getting you. But women will not want a man staying up every day for hours, putting cream in his faces, punching himself, getting a hammer, worrying about creams, you know, worrying about his looks. It's a very feminine trait. And femininity tends to be tilted towards women more. Now, I'm all for men washing, maybe caring somewhat about their looks, but it gets to a point where it does turn gay. And eventually women will go, hang on a minute, this is very gay. This is like what I do, stand up, put cream. I don't want my man doing that. So that's why the whole thing Looksmaxing is, say it with me,
Gay.
anyway, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, tons of other content over the channel, natural bodybuilding tips, nutrition tips, reactionary, everything you want. Until the next one, I am Carl from the Oaks Den, and I will see you then.